Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're an oldie but a goodie, then thank you so much for coming back to another video. So as you can tell by the title, today we are going to talk about the kitty. Okay, all about kitty hygiene routine, like feminine hygiene. Before I get into it, I want to say a couple of things. First off, I'm going to be referring to the area down there as just the V. I mean, I have no issues with saying the word vagina, but this is YouTube and, you know, I don't want to say that word throughout the whole video and then the video get flagged or something. So for purposes of this video, I'm just going to say the V, okay, or the kitty or whatever. And like I said in my last feminine hygiene routine, I'm going to throw out the same disclaimer that I did in that video just for reference to let you guys know. I am a registered nurse. I'm also currently in the family nurse practitioner program. I just got done with a women's health course. So I do know a thing or two about women's health. Now in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys what I do, and I'm also going to be telling you what the Women's Health Foundations and the references and the research recommends, okay? Because I'm not going to say that I necessarily follow recommendations. I do what I like to do for my V. We have been doing just fine for the past 25 years. Like, we good, okay? We Gucci. So I'm going to tell you guys what I do. I know that when it comes down to this topic, like, girls and women and females just want to get, like, all crazy and sensitive, and they just want to say, like, their way is the best way. And to be honest, there are different ways that we all care for the V down here. We're all from different cultures. We all grew up a different way. We all wash up a different way. We all clean a different way. We all use different products. So in this video, I'm just showing you guys what I do, my current routine. And with that, I'm also going to tell you guys just a little bit about what the research says and what the research recommends, being that, you know, I am a nurse and maybe I should just share this with some of the people that don't maybe know the facts about women's health, okay? So this video will be all about hygiene. Now, I will be making another video in specific about like odors and like discharge and just some other stuff that may be too much to talk about in this video in specific, okay? So today we're just gonna talk about normal hygiene and just how I like to keep her feeling fresh and just the things that I like to do for myself, all right? So yes, go ahead and grab your drink. Where's my tea? Okay, my tea is over there, my Starbucks. But yes, grab your tea and your snacks and let's jump into the hygiene routine. Let's just start off with the main burning question, which is water or soap? What do you guys wash up with? Do you use only water or do you use soap to wash the V? Now, before I even tell you guys what I use, I want to just clear the air on what it means to use soap in the V, okay? Now, anatomy lesson, really quick and casual. The V is internal. Now, when people say do not use soap in the V, it's basically stating do not, you know, for example, douching. A douche is an example of using soap in the V because it's going inside, it's going internal, and it's washing up the areas inside. Now, the research and women's health and providers and nurses, we do not recommend any type of douching or soaps or washing up internally, okay? When people say that the V is a self-cleaning machine, it's talking about internally, okay? Now the discharge and the things that you have coming out of the V, that is what's cleansing your body, okay? So that is a fact. That is a fact. The V being an internally self-cleansing area is a fact. Now, you do have areas externally on the V area. For example, you know, your labia and just other, you know, inner thighs, like all of that stuff isn't self-cleaning, okay? It's kind of where it gets like people don't know, like, should I use soap? Should I use water? So I'll show you guys a product that I like to use. Now, as far as the research and what, you know, GYN and women's health providers recommend, internally you don't need anything, okay? Now externally, the area does not clean itself, okay? Your inner thighs don't clean themselves. The lips and all that extra area do not clean themselves. So I know that some people for preferences purposes, some people like to just rinse the area and cleanse the area with water and they feel fresh and they're good and they're just good to go. Now some people like me, I can't only do just water. I need a little bit of soap. I just like to feel fresh. I'm all about my freshness and my hygiene. So personally, personally, for me, I like to take a soap and just gently cleanse the area around it. Now, I'm not saying I take the soap and clean internally. I'm talking about the external areas around the V. So let me show you guys my go-to soap, which is the Dove Sensitive Skin Body Wash. Now, if you've been following my channel and you watched my previous hygiene routine, I was using the Dove Deep Moisture Soap, just a regular bar soap, and I have since then switched on over to this Dove Sensitive Skin in the body wash formula, and I will let you guys know why. Now, after my women's health class that I've taken, it actually kind of all clicked. Now even per my instructor, which is a which is a women's health nurse practitioner, she stated that for the most part, you don't really need to be doing too much to the area. She just recommends for most of her patients to just cleanse with water and stuff, especially if you're prone to BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, if you are prone to yeast infections. If you are somebody like that, I would 100% recommend that you just do water or very, very gentle. Like literally, this is very gentle. It's literally fragrance free. So something like this would be the best for you. Now, you don't want to be doing scented shower gels and your Victoria's Secret and your Chanel body washes. Like, you don't want to be using that in that sensitive area, okay? So I love to use this one, you guys. To me, this isn't like fully fragrance free, I will say. I feel like it has the lightest but best, like literally delicious fragrance of life. Now, I take this with my handy dandy fingers. I don't like to do rags or loofahs or anything down there. I literally just take my little God-given fingers and cleanse up in that area with this. Now, they do make this in the bar soap, but I will give you guys a tip. Now, I like to use these that come in the bottle because the bar soaps to me can kind of get like kind of nasty. When you really think about it, it's just sitting there in water and there's like bacteria that may be building up on the bar plate. So I've switched on over to this because literally it's just like coming straight out of the bottle. And this stuff is nice and thick. Like literally a little bit of this goes a long way when it comes to the area down there. I just kind of lather it up, like I said, with my fingers and just rub the area. And to me, that just makes me feel like way fresher. I feel nice and clean and refreshed, especially right now in the summer. Like I would just never really be one to just be able to do water. Now, I'm not saying that the ones that are cleaning the area with just water are wrong. To be honest, you guys, there is no research that is like peer-reviewed or systematic reviews that actually state that using soap or using water makes a difference. Yeah, there's really no conclusive research that states either or is the best. Now, going back to what I was saying, if you're prone to like kind of just vaginal infections, then I would recommend that you stay far away from just most soaps and stuff. You may be the type of person that will work better with just doing water, okay? Maybe just some fresh water. You don't want to throw off your pH and do none of that. Now, if you're a girl like me who doesn't really have a sensitive pH and can maybe do some of the soaps, then I would just recommend something like this, a Dove simple soap, no fragrance. You can maybe do like a baby soap, or castor soap is very good to use down there. So just a very gentle, like the key word in this is gentle, okay? You don't want to be doing like your, I don't know, whatever caress like body fragrance soaps that you use for your body. You don't want to be washing that area with it because you don't really need it. Your area, you know, it has its own scent. It has its own, she's her own thing, okay? So something gentle to just wash up the area. All right, you guys, so that was basically the shower. That is really it. That is the only thing that I use in the shower. Now, again, let's just conclude this portion of it. Team water or team soap, it really doesn't matter as long as you're not doing things internally, okay? And as long as you're doing sensitive, gentle cleansers, you should be okay. Now, if you're watching this and you are somebody that is prone to infections, like I said, now I'll be making a different video on this and kind of how to treat like discharges and odors and those type of things. If you're somebody that's prone to those, which is, these type of infections have nothing to do with hygiene, okay? So let's just throw that out there right now. Those infections don't really have much to do with hygiene. So even if you are doing a soap, they're more likely caused because of either a bacterial overgrowth or your pH changed and you have a fungal overgrowth or something like that. So If you're that type of person, you want to keep your pH as balanced as is. You probably have a sensitive pH that can't really take changes. So just stick to water, or just stick to like literally a natural soap, and you should be fine, okay? Now in that video, I will talk more about how to cure these type of things, but let's just stick to the theme, which is hygiene. Okay, next topic is gonna be hair removal, because I feel like this is definitely like hygiene. This is a hot topic. Everybody's kind of like trying to figure out how to remove the hair down there, because let's be real, no, we don't really want hair down there, okay? So we have a few options. We have either shaving, waxing, lasering. I mean, is there other options? I know there's that sugar waxing thing. So I'll tell you what I like to do again, personally for me. So yes, I am still team shave. I feel like, to me, shaving is just what works best for me. I have tried waxing, and let me just spit the facts out in regards to waxing really quick. Waxing, you guys, the areas down there is really not the best for you for multiple reasons. Number one, you're using a wax, which that right there is a foreign substance. I know a lot of these are like balanced and stuff, but still, you're doing a wax down there. Like you're literally introducing like new products to the area down there, which is really not the best. And number two, when you really think about it, if you're repetitively waxing and pulling that skin, your skin is gonna, girl, it's gonna sag, okay? Like you want to keep that area, we all want to keep the area tight and looking pretty and stuff. And to be honest, just like how you wax, you know, your brows or your lip, like that's literally pulling the skin. No, like most of us watching right now are probably young and we're still looking tight and cute down there, but trust me, with that repetitive waxing, that skin is going to start to loosen up, and I'm not trying to deal with that. And also, when I tried out the waxing, to be honest, I wasn't like super duper impressed. I'm one that's very lucky when it comes down to shaving. I don't have any, knock on wood, I have never had any issues with shaving, such as razor bumps or ingrown hairs, or, you know, all of those issues. When I shave, I usually get a nice close shave. She feels nice and soft, and to me, it's just what works the best. So this is the little razor that I'm still using. I did mention this in my last hygiene routine. This is the Bic, just literally a two blade razor. It works really good for me because I can really get in there and like get into, like, you know, the little crevices and stuff. And like I said, it gives me a super close shave. So usually what I do is pour my Dove body wash and just kind of lather up the area, take my razor. My shave usually lasts like a good 3 days. And it works out great for me. So that is personally for me. I know a lot of people are team wax, which, like I said, that I know that it works great because, you know, you have that smooth area. It's definitely like hair free, and you don't have to worry about hair, and it takes a lot longer than just shaving. But just keep that in mind, you guys. You don't want to be tugging and pulling that skin repetitively. I know the waxes are what, like maybe once a month or once every 2 months. I'm not sure because I'm not about that wax life, but just keep that in mind. You don't want to be pulling on that area too much and pulling and stressing, and it's a lot. Like waxing is like literally pulling the hairs out. Just think about how traumatic it is for the area down here. So I'm not really into that wax life. For right now, it's team shave. I have considered lasering, but I don't have like, I mean, the shaving isn't the only reason why I would choose lasering. Is just because it's convenient and I won't have to like worry about shaving anymore. But for me, this is working just fine, so stick to team shave. Okay, you guys, let's talk about the next topic, which is like team pad, tampon, and kind of just how to keep your area fresh when, you know, you're out about your day and doing your business. So when it comes down to periods, now again, this could be a whole different topic. For me, I'm still team tampon. I know that there's a lot of new stuff out there, like the menstrual cups and some new-ish out there, but I'm still team tampon. I don't really like to do the pads unless it's like a light day. And for the most part, yeah, the tampons work well for me. And as far as just staying fresh throughout the day, I still like to use panty liners. I don't use these every day. I used to be like a die-hard like panty liner girl. I had one of these on like every day, but now I have stopped. I just kind of let her breathe, let her be fresh. I really only use these like maybe, you know, around the time of ovulation, which I will talk about this when I come down to the discharge video. But, you know, the changes in your cycle could kind of make your discharge change or be a little bit thicker or have an increased flow of discharge. I'll either use this like on those days of my cycle or kind of when I'm starting to get off of my cycle, just to kind of stay fresh. So Yes. Feeling fresh and staying fresh throughout the day, I love to use baby wipes. Like any type of baby wipe will work. Preferably like an unscented baby wipe, or like the aloe vera, the ones that have like the fresh stuff in them. I love to use baby wipes throughout the day. I literally keep them in my book bag, in my purse, where I work at the clinic. I have like a big thing of baby wipes that I keep in the girls' bathroom. Like baby wipes are so just bomb to use down there. It literally keeps you feeling fresh. Time you go to the bathroom, like, you know, it just freshens up, and it feels like so soft instead of just using like a straight dry like piece of toilet paper. Like I just love to use a nice fresh baby wipe and just keep the area like fresh. I mean, what else can I say? Like baby wipes are just bomb. So that is something that is like essential in my girl life. Okay, next, I know everybody's gonna freak out when I pull this out, but I know I hear it. I hear everybody screaming already. I hear it. So let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it. So this is the Summer's Eve baby powder freshening spray. It's the 5-in-1, neutralizes odor, absorbs moisture, won't disrupt natural pH, talc free, as well as gynecologist tested. So let's just talk about it. Let's talk about if this is good or not to use. Now, let me put it down and let you guys know what the research says, what women's health providers say, and what I as a women's health provider would recommend to my patients. Do you need this spray in your life? Absolutely no. The reason why a lot of gynecologists and women's health providers recommend against these sprays is, let's just think about this spray as a skincare product, okay? You know how when you're using a certain cleanser or a certain moisturizer, some people will say, oh my gosh, it broke me out, like I'm full of pimples. And the girl next to me may be saying, oh, this made my skin so soft, like I have no problems with it. That's really what sprays and soaps and things are for the V area. For some girls, it may absolutely disrupt their pH. It may cause a yeast infection. It may cause you to get BV. And for the girl next door, she may be feeling nice and fresh and she's clean. So that's really what I like to think about when it comes down to sprays and stuff. Again, the research is not conclusive as in to say like using this is going to give you a yeast infection. That's an absolute myth. It's not a myth, and it's also not a fact that you not using this will protect you against yeast infections. You feel me? Like the research is inconclusive. Now, back to what I was saying, where women's health providers recommend against the use of this is because you really don't need this in your life. Now, a lot of people think that this is kind of like deodorant for the V, and you know, a lot of people spray this after their shower, which is absolutely unnecessary for you. If you're fresh out of the shower, you don't need to be spraying anything on the area. You're fresh out the shower, like she is clean. You don't need this. And then another thing that gynecologists don't like is that a lot of these things are, they have a lot of different scents. Now, this is just the baby powder one, but there's like the Island Fresh, and then the, I don't know, there's different scents. So gynecologists are not a fan of that because, like I was saying before, the V has her own scent. It's not an odor. I'm not going to say the V has her own odor. She has her own scent. And when we go into the discharge video, I will let you guys know like what odors and what scents and what stuff to look out for. But you should know what your own natural V smells like, okay? And a lot of these sprays can kind of throw off that scent a little bit, and so this is why it's recommended against the use. And then of course the main reason, going back to what I was saying about the soaps, if you are that girl that is prone to the yeast and prone to the BV and prone to like your pH getting thrown off, this shouldn't be in your cabinet. This shouldn't be in your life. You don't need, no, this is an X for you. Now, if you are the other girl next door, like for example me, that again, knock on wood, really doesn't have issues with, you know, throwing off a pH, like using a spray like this has not ever thrown off my pH. Now, I will let you guys know how I use this spray. Going back to fresh out the shower, I will not be spraying this in my V. Like, it's just unnecessary. I'm fresh out the shower. She smells fresh and clean. This is unnecessary. Times that I do like to use this spray is, you know, for just those hot summer days when you know you're gonna be outside. I work as a community health nurse, and we do a lot of events outside, you guys. We've been doing a ton of events, like just out in the community. We do a lot of outreach. We're like out, you know, downtown, walking in the heat. And what I like to do is either spray this right before I'm like knowing that I'm going to be out, you know, on a hot day, or I will use this after when I'm freshening up in between showers. This should not be like, this should not be your shower. You shouldn't be using this in replacement of a shower, you feel me? I use this, like, for example, as I was saying, if I'm out in the community doing outreach and I'm like sweating and I feel like sticky down there or whatever, I'll take a baby wipe, freshen her up, spritz, and then, you know, that kind of helps me to feel a lot fresher. Going back to my motto, I'm all about just really feeling fresh. I love that fresh out the shower feeling, and this kind of just helps me freshen up, you know, throughout the day. I don't use this every day at all. Like, I only use this, I don't know how often. Like, this spray has lasted me forever. So those are the times that I use. Or, you know, if I know I had a long day and I just won't be able to take a shower until nighttime, and let's say I'm going to class or something and I just want to freshen up, okay, that's really it. I just use it to freshen up. And like I said, my V area can tolerate sprays like this. If you are that girl, I'm just gonna keep repeating it because I know people are gonna be like, the sprays cause yeast infection. It gave me a yeast infection. It's like, okay, you may be that girl that does not tolerate these type of things, so don't use this. But the people that are okay with it, it's not going to harm you. You don't want to be using this every day, you feel me? You don't want to be doing too much to the area down there. But if you just want to use it every once in a while to freshen up, there is literally nothing wrong with it. So let's please X out that myth that sprays and stuff are going to cause yeast, because it doesn't. It doesn't. It may throw off the pH for the girls that maybe have that sensitivity with the pH, but using things like this is not going to give you a yeast infection. I know that there are like a ton of articles out there, and if you literally put in Google, like, should I use soap, should I use Summer's Eve soaps, like, you guys will find a whole bunch of articles. A lot of them are just going to say straight up no, and that's the reason why, because it's easier to just say no than to have people coming back with recurrent BV and recurrent yeast, and people are like, no. But as far as like real and raw, like peer reviewed and systematic reviewed and like journals and stuff like that, it's really inconclusive. Like, there hasn't been like a lot of trials and stuff that really measure whether or not somebody used this and whether somebody was just using soap and their risk of infections. It really all comes down to the person's body. It really does. And a lot of these type of infections come more so internally than the things that you're doing externally in the area, okay? So if you're a girl that uses this, or you're a girl that uses, you know, your team soap or whatever, like me, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to completely switch and just do water and follow all these things that are telling you to only do water. I don't think I'll ever be that kind of girl that feels fresh with using just water. Like, I can't. I'm just a soap kind of girl. I'm a fresh type of girl. I love to lather up and just feel really clean. Now, if you are the type of girl that uses only water and you feel fresh with that, that's fine. So let's stop blaming the soaps and the stuff, and, you know, just work with what works for your body, okay? Okay, you guys, so that is it for this video. I know this was a long video, but I really just wanted to give you guys the facts. I didn't want to do like just an overall like hygiene routine, like, hey, this is what I do, this is what I do, and this is what I do. Like, no, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of research and a little bit of, you know, just women's health tips, just because, you know, this is the stuff that I've been learning. So I want to put it out there just to break the myths and give you guys the real like medical tea, okay? So yeah, be sure that you subscribe, because in the next video, like I said, I just want to do like a women's health series. Like, I love talking about like girl health, and I love women's health. Is one of my, I love women's health. I can see myself going into women's health as a specialty. But yes, in the next video, we're going to be talking about discharge, normal discharge, what is abnormal discharge, odors, what is the normal vaginal odors, what are the odors that you need to look for, and how to treat these odors, okay? So yeah, be sure that you subscribe and hit the little bell down below so that you don't miss an upload. And yes, thank you guys for watching. Stay fresh, stay pretty, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!